I think I am live. I clicked the button. All right, let's see if I can get some people in here really quick. Hmm. Just trying to get some people in here. Let's see that. We're going to go to. I did that. All right. See if some people can join. If not, then no big deal. Yeah. What's going on, guys? Boss up E6. Um, I wasn't really feeling like streaming it until like 10 minutes ago. Figure why not? Even though it's a little late, just it's about to be 10 where I'm at, so I figured why not? Oh, Lordy Lou. So yeah, I didn't really feel like doing much, but why not? I'm going back to my regular work schedule. I'm working 2 to 10:30s tomorrow, so that's cool, I guess. Um, but how was everyone's day today? Jason Boardman, what is going on, my good sir? Um, I did do the new Oxygen Destroyer. I did a review of that album. That's a album of the year contender right there. That album is fantastic, and I forgot to bring this up during the review, which I didn't really need to start taking notes for when I do album reviews. A lot of Sodom influences on that album in particular, like lots of like Sodom riffage. Like I would probably say, like probably the late '80s, like Persecution Mania, Ancient Orange, or Agent Orange. A lot of riffage on that. And even the vocals kind of sound like Tommy and Joker a little bit. So that's pretty cool, all things considered. Hopefully my mic quality is all right. If anyone in the chat is listening, just let me know how the mic quality is. Because I was actually at Best Buy yesterday, and I did see some PCs and some computers, and they were looking pretty solid. Man, they are pricey as hell. So I'm getting there one day, but gonna have to deal with this for the time being. Hey, what's going on, Wyatt? AKA Dave Mustaine Jr. the third, aka my brother, in a way. Sounds good to me. All right. Does it feel good to you? God, that ballad's so bad. That's such a bad ballad off a tier. Just a little heads up. I have a big collection update coming for you guys. It should be able to be going maybe this weekend. It just depends on how the scheduling is. So yeah, I got a lot of good stuff. Oh my god, the man, the myth, the legend has returned. Alex, bro, PC now, my friend, dude. I swear I am getting that bastard. Just timing, man. I'm returning. I'll be returning to Best Buy here soon. Oh man, how's it going though, Alex? It's been a hot minute since I've last talked to you. But yeah, I got yep. But yeah, man, I got quite a few CDs. This one might actually be one of the, if not the biggest stack of CDs that I got. I ain't gonna show it to y'all yet. You'll have to wait for the collection update. So it's all good, really nice. That's good to hear, man. I've been trying to reach out, but I've been busy with work, dude. It's been chaotic as hell. Because school's starting back up, and I'm going back to my 8 hour shifts. I'll miss the 10 hour shifts, even though I have to wake up early. But that's besides the point. But I got two more albums I got to listen to, um, and two of them, I wasn't really anticipated for, but I got one because it's kind of a classic at this point, and one that came out this year that I really wasn't looking forward to, but I decided why the hell not just buy them anyway. But yeah, it's looking pretty spanking if you ask me. Oh man, I just found this out today as well. Can we get a big rip in chat for one Robin Williams? Today was the 10th year anniversary of his passing. I even told my mom that, and she was like, "It's been 10 years." I'm like, "Yeah, it has been." And very sad. Robin Williams, one of the greatest of all time, in my opinion. He's top five for me. I top five, probably top three. That dude was just phenomenal. Almost any role you gave him, whether it's serious, whether it's funny, whether it's charming, whatever. Yeah, he was a big influence too, and he helped a lot of people out of depression too. And it's kind of weird that he would help those people, and ultimately he hung himself, which is so bizarre to think. Um, so, you know, rest in peace, Robin. You will forever be missed. I saw a lot of jokes from Elway, but you did. He actually, if you look back on Aladdin, there was a lot of humor that really went over people's heads. That looking back on hindsight's like, oh, I see what he did there. Hmm, I see what he did there. I think what was one of the jokes he said? I didn't think the earthquake was going to happen until the honeymoon or something like that. I'm like, oh, oh, Jesus, dude. Oh man, because I didn't get that joke as a kid. And now that I realize, um, until later on in life, you never know what one has in their head. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It sucks, dude. It really does suck. But I mean, Jumanji, Mrs. Doubtfire, I would argue one of the best movies of all time. Of course, Aladdin, Goodwill Hunting, arguably his greatest acting performance ever. Dead Poet Society is a classic. Um, oh man, what was that one movie? I think it's called Memento. I think that had Christopher Nolan as a director, which was a really damn good movie. Um, What Dreams May Come. That's another damn good movie. Just classics throughout, and it sucks he's no longer with us. So, what's there to talk about? Well, I'm still wanting to go see Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper live. I just really need so. I mainly want someone to come with. If no one's available, I ain't gonna hold anyone's feet to the fire. It's just going by yourself is one thing, but going with someone else, it feels like a different experience. Hey, what's up going on, Ryan? How are we doing? But yeah, I still want to see them. I actually plan on going to another show that's, I think, like an hour or so away from me. Frozen Soul and Gate Creeper are playing, and I might have a chance to see. Um, I might have a chance to go see those two because their latest albums I thought were really damn solid, especially that new Gate Creeper. Fun is best shared, yes it is. And then this one dropped out of nowhere. It is Overkill, Night Demon, Marker, and King Diamond. What? That literally dropped out of nowhere. I might go see them because I mean, those are like King Diamond and Overkill. Sign me up for that. Not much. Sorry if I've been away for a while, but personal stuff happened. Yeah, dude, I get it. We all have to take some time to ourselves. But that's happening. And then I found out that Wasp is having a show that's going to be playing, I think, an hour or so from me. And I might go see them. That's happening in November, I believe. So I might be going to more shows because I've only been to two shows so far. So yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there when it comes to the concert experience. Life hits like a truck, man. Yeah, it does. We all have those days. It's just one of those days. Yeah. Trying to think of what else that's been kind of going on, at least in like the YouTube world. So you're getting a PC from Best Buy. I don't know about that, man. I mean, I might not. Who knows? Because I was wanting to get a new phone, but that thing went made us go on a wild goose chase, and I didn't end up getting one yet. So who knows what the outcome of that would be. Oh man. You should research on PC to see what the best choice is for you. Yeah, I can see that. I have a big ass tablet for like 2 weeks. I mean, sometimes you'll have that, man. I was just thinking about what was going on YouTube. Oh yeah. Shit. What was it? Oh man, I just had it in my head, and it just there's a lot of places that rip you off. There are ton that you get a good deal. Yeah, that's true. Hey, what's going on, John? Jan. And that fucking train's back at it again. Apologize for that. I've been trying to talk to the conductor about keeping that shit down, but he said no avail. You got a new job? Nice. What are you doing now? I have 102 subs now. Nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You did post that, I think, on Instagram, John. Good job. Cashier also lost 80 pounds, dude. That's fucking incredible. Good job, man. I honestly, I'm proud of you. That's really good right there. Jamming to New Dream Evil CD. I didn't have a chance to listen to that mainly because I just wasn't. But so I lost my train of thought. I wasn't really into them initially, so not really into them. What been you with you? What? Oh, are you? Did you mean to say what's been going on with you? Um, same old, essentially. Um, kind of. Just kind of doing the same shit different day, essentially. Try to crank out videos to the best of my ability. NFL season is going to be starting, so more live streams are going to be happening. CDs getting collected, album reviews. I've been kind of flirting with some other ideas lately, but it's only a time will tell kind of scenario. But work, all that fun stuff, hanging out with my peeps, kind of same old. About to make Dream Evil CD collection soon. Nice. Don't they have what 5, 6 albums? Something like that. Gaming vids, homie. If I get a PC, probably. But I unfortunately had to give away my Xbox because I got burned out essentially, and I gave it to my brother. And lo and behold, my brother's not even using it, so I'm at a lose-lose situation. 7, 8, or 9. Okay. Yeah, because I knew their debut album back in 2004, and I listened to a few tracks. I thought it was solid, but I haven't really been keeping up with them since. Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, I'll probably do that. But the kind of stupid thing is that I bought my brother an Xbox on his birthday a few years ago, and it was one of those Xboxes where you couldn't buy the games. He had to buy them like digitally, which I think is completely stupid. Yeah, so that kind of screwed him over. And I tried giving mine to his, and he was barely on it, and he doesn't want anything to do with it. So I'm like, so I just basically wasted $300 for nothing. Basically it. Make sure to get your account off it. Oh yeah, dude. As soon as I gave it to him, I erased my account. Um, even though I had a blast, of course, but I feel like life is starting to pass by a little bit when it comes to video games. But if I do get a PC, I'll have Steam and be able to play with people. I might play with my good buddy Levi. Um, Maybe, who knows? Depends. Because once I get a PC and like a computer, I want to be able to get like Discord, maybe Instagram, all that stuff. Because I got a lot group chats going on with there. So yeah, all that good stuff. But kind of the problem is that if I do get it, there's no room essentially on this like little desk I have. So yeah, it's a bit of a wonky scenario, but I'm trying to work around it with the best that I can. You're down, dude. Tell me when it happens. I'm not sure if I have your number saved. I'm not 100% sure if I have your phone number saved, but if I do get it, I'll shoot you a text without a doubt. I added Archive's second disc of Dream Evil Gold Medal and Metal Alive in Archive on the computer and phone. Nice. Well, I guess to give a little bit of a update on my immolation ranking, it's going by okay. I need to start listening to more albums by them. I've only made it to Here and After, even though um, so yeah, there you go. I didn't listen to Dawn of Possession. I do have um Close to World Below, and I did listen to Acts of God, but I'll have to re-listen to that one for like the third time to give like my full opinion on it. I got a new phone, bro. I might have to send it on Discord. Fine by me. Fine by me. Oh man, where did you go again, Alex? Didn't you go to Washington or something like that? I mean, like, where did you guys move to? Oh wait, you're still in town? Dream Evil founding guitarist, keyboards, and producer Frederick Nordstrom is amazing. Oh, is that the Frederick Nordstrom? That's the guy that does the Gothenburg sound, right? Is that the guy that does like At the Gates and In Flames? I think Opeth for a little bit. No, I'm close to. Oh, I thought you guys. I could have swore your brother was saying that y'all were gonna like move out of state. Okay, yeah, that's why. Yep, that's right. Oh yeah, Nordstrom is fantastic. Like that dude's production job is, mwah, very good. Hey, what's going on, Smack? Not much, just kind of shooting shit. But that was the plan, but shit happens. Yeah, things happen for a reason. Smack, how are we doing, bud? Are you still going on your little job hunting adventure? I hate the man bus, dude. Who doesn't? Their new CD is 666 out of 10. Don't tell Glenn Benton that. He might sue you. Things can be better, still struggling to find something. I think you'll be all right. Actually, funnily enough, I did rewatch your videos on the 10, or not 10, the 13 scariest Mountain Monsters cryptids. Man, oh, that show kind of gives me nostalgia. It does. And it still sucks that Trapper's no longer with us. That was so disheartening. But that dude, wasn't he what, in his 80s? And he was battling blood clots like nothing. What is going on, Brock's channel? Hey, I subbed to your channel because of the Lost Tapes podcast. It saddens me that you guys no longer do that. I mean, it's not that we're no longer doing it. It's just, what is there to talk about that hasn't already been talked about? Like, I felt like if we keep doing it, we're just kind of milking the shit out of it. So, yeah, I mean, it does suck because it was a fun time, even though on Smaug's channel my audio wasn't working. So you had to go to B-Rad's channel for that. But yeah, no, I had a lot of fun with that. That was a fun time. And man, again, talking to Solomon was like talking to a god among men, because he did help popularize the Lost Tapes in terms of talking about the show in general, like a show analysis in a way. And it did bring back some good memories. I've still yet to watch the later seasons. I stopped watching it after season 7. Was there a season 7? I honestly can't remember. It's the one where they had like the Ravenmocker and Woman of the Woods. You know, I kind of stopped watching it after that because I wasn't keeping up with it. But aren't they on Discovery Plus or something like that? Because I know my brother watches it. Like he'll watch it like almost daily. So, I mean, you guys could do things like rewrite episode ideas for episodes. I mean, we could. Smaug, do you want me to tell them what the original plans were for season 4? Or do you want to go ahead and tell them? Because, I mean, if you wanted to know, like, ideas for what they could have done if there was a season 4, just look at Smaug's top 13 cryptids that they could do if there were to be a season 4, which that is never going to happen. Like, if that would happen, hell will freeze over. And all that fun stuff. So... I would still love to see a season 4, but you're right about that, yeah. And the thing that pisses me off about Lost Tapes the most, we did not get a proper Loch Ness episode. I'm not acknowledging Monster Monterey Bay because that is a plesiosaur and that is not a Loch Ness monster. That just irritated the shit out of me. I would have thought of my own season 4, and I was going to do it on Wattpad, but I never really wrote any of the episodes, just the cryptids. I mean, there were still some cryptids they could have done, but they kind of chose the most basic ones. like like they mainly talk to like almost all like the more well known Bigfoots. So you have that going for it. So I mean they could have done more, but what they went with just felt lazy in my opinion. Another reason why I hate Monterey Bay. I mean, I'm not gonna disagree, but I'm not going to agree. It's a bad episode, but I don't think it's the worst. You know what my worst is, Smaug. Hey, just another heavy metal maniac, dude. I was watching a couple of your videos earlier. I just watched your Neurosis ranking. That's some damn good stuff right there. And it's always fun chat with you on Discord and shit. So, but it is going. It's a little after 10, but hey, man, anytime. Anytime. And I've been seeing the responses you've been making for Levi and all that stuff, so that's always cool. Yes, I did. That's a big milestone for you, Smaug. Um, didn't you? Wasn't your subspecial like another Jurassic Park builder thing? My cryptid list: Erica Monster, uh, Bat Batutit, Batutat, Duendi, Flatwoods Monster, Old Stinker, Black Beast of Exmoor, and the Vampire Cat. Um, Smaug to talk about the Erica Monster. When talk about his number one spoiler, I guess, like for like what idea would have been pitched for a monster, and there was actually kind of footage that somebody did like a fan made version of it. That looks really cool. Um, but Flatwoods Monster, I do know. I know a little bit of the Black Beast of Exmoor, and I think I might know a little bit of the Vampire Cat, but those other three, I'm willing to bet Old Stinker is probably a Bigfoot just by the, I guess just by the name of it. Hey, Carnival Chaos, how's it going? I saw a little bit with you when you and Miss. Oh, you. God damn, I can't talk today. When you and Mr. Scott were chatting, I popped in the chat for a little bit. How are you doing today? Man, everyone's popping in here tonight. Yeah, all right. That is excelente. Oh, man. Yep. Old Stinker is a werewolf that lives in England. Interesting. I don't know why Old Stinker just sounds like a Bigfoot name. How are you? I'm doing all right. Not really wanting to go to work this week, but tomorrow's Monday, so it doesn't help that Tuesday I got to drive about like an hour from where I'm at to go get allergy shots, and I got to do that basically weekly. So that's fun. Yeah, it's yeah, but like once it's a weekly thing, and then turns to a monthly thing, and then it turns to a yearly thing, and then yeah. What are we talking about? I don't know. The duende is a small gnome-like creature in Mexico that lives in houses and attacks children. Okay, that's interesting. A small gnome-like creature. I'm gonna have to actually check that out one day. Actually, if y'all excuse me one second, I'm gonna get a thing of water. Oh. All right, I am back. Getting my blood work to see my profile for my blood thinner this Wednesday. Damn. Hope it goes well for you, John. I did my builder special for 25 subs, man. But spoilers, if I make it to 75k, or not 75k, 7500, I might do the favorite cryptids video. There you go. Giving the 500 more subs. Oh, you know what you should do? Huh. I don't know if you did a reaction to this. For the 70k, Jesus Christ. For the 7k vid, react to Monterey Bay. Do it. Do it. That or Reptilian. The premises for the Duende episode would be a kid staying home alone, and documenting himself for his parents via emails, and a Duende, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, I'm probably not, decides to try and kill him with elaborate Home Alone traps. Dude, that honestly sounds pretty badass. That's basically Home Alone, but instead of burglars, it's gnome creatures. But also at the same time, how are you going to be able to pull that off with the effects? Because I'm picturing like a CGI like monster, and it looks like a PS2 graphic. Both sound like torture. It's because it is. Either you have one of the worst, episodes, like one of the worst episodes of season one, and you have one of the worst episodes of the entire show, and a complete middle finger to all the fans of the show. It's like which shit sandwich tastes better or worse? I'll probably give the slight edge to. Oh God, I don't even know how I would be able to say which is better, which is worse. I would probably give the edge to Monterey Bay because it's the third episode. It's the third episode of the show. They were still experimenting with the mind over matter thing, with not trying to show the creature as much. But it still doesn't excuse the fact that it's so goddamn boring. And think about it too, it's kind of a pointless episode too. Like it feels like a big filler episode. With Reptilian, I mean, they already shit the bed when they already made Q the Serpent God and pulled a "What the fuck are you doing?" And they were like, "Okay, we're going to talk about conspiracy theories and a show about cryptids." Like that, if that's not jumping the shark, that I don't know. Like let's be honest, they jumped the shark as soon as season 3 started. And maybe to a lesser extent in season 2, they kind of jumped the shark a little bit with the Jersey Devil, if we're going to be completely honest. They kind of jumped the shark a little bit with that one, but at least the episode was good. And it's probably the most well-known one in terms of like with like the intro and everything. All right. Might let the audience then pick which will do the 7,500. Because I have another idea to react to Southern Sasquatch. Okay. You did a reaction to that, though. I think the reactions of Lost Tapes that you've done Vampire, you've done Wendigo, and you've done Southern Sasquatch. I think. I know you've done Sasquatch and Vampire. I don't know if you did Wendigo. The premises for the Batuut episode take place during the Vietnam War, where a journalist joins Marines on raiding a VC camp and run into the creatures basically Devil Monkey meets Mothman. That's actually sounds pretty good. That kind of gives like a Cave Demons like feel. Monterey is still worse in my opinion. I mean, it's a water episode for Christ's sake. Sorry, I'm a little confused what we're talking about. What we're kind of referring to in the chat, Maniac, if you're a little confused. It was a show called Lost Tapes that used to be on Animal Planet back when Animal Planet was actually worth the shit. And essentially what it was like a found footage horror anthology series where basically people were interacting with these creatures, but it was like it was like a cryptic show in a way, but it talks about cryptids in a way. And it's basically people documenting their encounters with these creatures, and all of these like zoologists and these cryptozoologists talk about all the information about the said creature. Like there's Bigfoot, Chupacabra, and a whole sort of creatures. If you're into that stuff, I honestly recommend it. Like Smaug, for example, he's a big fan of cryptids. He works at zoos and all that stuff, so he really latched onto that show. So there you go there. The premises for Flatwoods Monster will be a group of hikers in the mountains of West Virginia running into a creature after a meteor shower. Okay. Meteor shower? I don't know about that one. That sounds a little far-fetched. That doesn't sound really realistic. Like, you got me with the hikers in West Virginia. That kind of gives off like a Dover Demon feel. But meteor shower, I don't know. That's a little out there. Then again, the Flatwoods Monster is kind of a out there creature as well. My late mom loved Lost Tapes. Oh wow. Yeah, I'm so sorry to. Was it your? Yeah, it was a year since your mom passed. I'm sorry to hear about that, John. Sounds really interesting. Yeah, dude, it's a really interesting show. I mean, you'll have to kind of turn your brain off because obviously the show, it's obviously fake, but it's kind of like fun popcorn entertainment, but there's some legit creepy episodes. Like if I were to recommend the episodes to you, I would say Chupacabra, Mothman, I would say, what the hell was the Death Raptor? That's the creepiest one. Megaconda too. I like Megaconda. And even though I don't like this episode because I think it's utterly annoying, Werewolf's a good. I like the intro and I like the ending. Season 2, Vampire. That's the scariest episode. Smaug, you and I would agree with that. Let's see. Pretty much all of season 2, I think, is really good, except for maybe Bear Lake Monster and White River Monster, which is it's a stupid episode. And in season 3, I mean, it's nitpicky. Strigoi is all right. It's kind of like one of the few shining gems, even though it's the characters themselves are utterly stupid. I would probably say Kraken is all right, even though I feel like it's not that great looking back on it. Going back to season 1, Oklahoma Octopus, that's another one. I really like that episode. And Yeti's really good because of the claustrophobic vibe it gives off. Like, that thing's fucking vicious. Yeah. Hi, I'm Bumble. Shout out to Smaug for that. And I would say Devil Monkey for sure, because that's the most brutal episode. Like, oh my god, it's just disgusting. And Wendigo. And then the other episodes can kind of fuck off. Poltergeist is cool too, even though it's a bit cheesy. Just a big animal fan overall, whether they're alive, dead, or unknown. Yeah, true. Wendigo and Vampire would be my recommendations, yes. But Brandon Juarez, how are we doing today, sir? My family loves the show. It scared them when we saw the new episodes back then. Oh, dude, I would piss myself whenever Vampire is one of the most terrifying experiences as a child. Like, I remember the shit like it happened yesterday. I was season 2 was 2009. I was 6 years old, and I was a huge Clifford fan. Clifford, Thomas Tank Engine, big fan of that show. Or big fans of them way back in my toddler days. And we used to have the VHS tape. Remember when VHS tapes were a thing? Peppered Farm remembers, and we put them into our VCR. And if you were going to watch regular TV, you get all the static showing up. And this was around, I think, Halloween time too. And I vividly remember watching that scene in Vampire. Not the second encounter, the first encounter, where the kid's sleeping in his bed. All of a sudden, you see the door open for the second time because it actually opened up the first time at the very beginning. And you could slowly see a little hairy creature come up towards the kid. He steals his teddy bear and he runs off. I was pissing myself that night because I was constantly looking in my closet right after that. And that is still today one of the creepiest things I've ever seen on a television show. Now, granted, I've seen creepier stuff later on in life, but that was, that got me. That got me. And whenever I would see lost tapes, I would nearly cower in fear because I was a puss back then. I mean, I still kind of am now, but that was scary. That was scary. All right, Brock's channel. The premises for the Black Beast of Exmoor being a man traveling to the country to visit his brother's funeral, only for his creature that killed the brother to trap his family in the building. Okay, a little odd, but okay. Unless there's multiple, like what kind of building are we talking about here? The actress Elizabeth Maxwell was in season 3 of the show. Yes. What was the High School DxD? Or not High School DxD. It was oh my god. What the hell was that show? Where they had Elise Mooney. What was that show? No, wait, it was High School DxD. I think that's what it was. Oh my god, the tie-in. Oh my god, I still can't believe that actually happened. That was so bizarre. Speaking of the vampire episode, I once had a lucid dream where in that scene, when they left during the day, it would burst through the camera and begin to examine, or it would burst through the door and begin to examine the camera. Jesus, dude. Oh, I am now picturing that. That's actually more terrifying than it was the first time. Lost Tapes would have absolutely terrified me if I saw it as a kid. LMAO. Oh yeah, dude, it was creepy as hell. Now season 3, that's where it really started to. The quality was very, very limited. Like, the expectations were low. Like, I'll show you a meme. I'll show you a meme of my expectations, like looking back on season 3. If that's not an accurate description for season 3, I don't know what is. Oh my god. That's crazy. And you can actually see all of these seasons on YouTube. Like, you don't have to go through, from your ass to your elbow to find out all these episodes. They're on YouTube. Let's see. The building in question would be your basic one-floor funeral parlor. Okay, I'm curious about that one. She's in a ton of things, but yeah, she does a voice character in DxD. Yeah. Mm-hmm. She got to kill Q the Serpent God. Oh, why? Sad thing is, I never saw the new episodes when the air. I didn't either. Because quite honestly, I wanted nothing to do with Lost Tapes after Vampire and Werewolf too. I remember seeing Werewolf, and yeah, it was no. Are you ready for Beetlejuice Beetlejuice on September 6th? Why? Why? I really like the first Beetlejuice. Why a sequel? After so many years too. And I have a feeling it's going to be Hocus Pocus 2. And I hated that movie. And I'm not the world's biggest fan of the original Hocus Pocus, but that had charm and that had heart to it. Hocus Pocus 2 was a blatant product placement. I just hated the writing in that in particular. Well, Smaga, at least you're ready for it. Speaking of which, another dream I had was an alternate ending of Q where it was in a big mansion and basically had a ton of room to roam around. The mansion looks a little bit like the one Scooby-Doo 2. Okay. I mean, doing it in a warehouse wasn't bad per se, but again, you're bringing in ancient mythology into a show that's supposed to be about cryptids. Like, it's, again, the creativity department was really low. Like, they were scraping the bottom of the goddamn barrel with season 3. And season 2 to a lesser extent. It was, oh my god. Oh, especially the CGI. Oh my god, it looks like a Six Flags ride. Oh, so terrible. So bad. One of the worst things I've ever seen on a television show, and I'm not even shitting you. Uh, all right. The purpose for the vampire cat is a dog breeder. Okay. Sorry. New comment came up and I lost track. As a dog breeder fighting to survive as a cat-like creature is trying to kill more of his dogs. Ooh. I don't know how to feel about that one. I thought my dog was near me, but yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Speaking of Q, Disney just announced they are getting rid of their dinosaur ride in Animal Kingdom and replacing it with Indiana Jones, where guess what? He fights. Why not? Bad news, there's a movie that's based off of a video game, Borderlands. What the hell? We didn't ask for it. I'll be fair. I only played, I think, Borderlands 3 one time and barely remembered it. I don't know, dude, because Hollywood likes to leech off of video game adaptations. Gotta go for now. All right, John. See you, man. Take care. I'm a huge Borderlands fan, and that movie is a travesty. I heard it was terrible, but I heard it was bad, and I had no expectations going to see it. So What? Wait, was your expectations like this? Hold on. Let me post the meme again. Was it like this, Brock? Ah, hell. Borderlands movie was just sitting at 0% on RT for a minute, bumping it up to 9%. Not much of an improvement. I mean, again, I heard the biggest complaint from it was mostly aging up the characters. Again, not really big into the lore of Borderlands. I did see a little bit of Warcraft, World of Warcraft movie that came out in 20. Was that 2014 or 2015? I think it was 2014. I heard that movie was bad. What's some other bad movie or video game adaptations? All the Resident Evil movies, because it has nothing to do with Resident Evil at all. And when they do, it feels so forced. 2016, okay, thank you. But yeah, the casting was the worst part. I mean, for Roland, a tall, buff, stern black guy, why would you cast Kevin Hart? Because he's more popular, I guess. I don't know. See, I'm not a big fan of Kevin Hart personally. He can be funny, but it feels like the humor is a bit forced. Alone in the Dark, never saw that movie. I have seen House of the Dead. Oh my god, that's bad. That is horrible. Uwe Ball deserves to be crucified for that. That is terrible. Trying to think of another bad one. I heard the new Mortal Kombat that came out 2021. I heard that one wasn't good. Mortal Kombat Annihilation was terrible. That was a terrible, terrible sequel. Warcraft is all right, in my opinion, but yeah, it definitely has its problems if you don't know the lore. Yeah, I'm not really big into RPG games personally. What was another bad one that I saw? Oh my god! I knew I remember seeing one. It was pretty terrible. Man, I'm blanking. I'm blanking off the top of my head, but there are some good ones. The Super Mario Brothers movie I thought was absolutely awesome. That was so much fun. Yeah, Slender Man. Yeah, don't remind me of that, please. Do not remind me of that. As someone who loves the Slender Man lore, that is one of the most offensive things I think I've ever seen. Fuck that movie. And I hated the fact that Joey King was in a movie too, because she deserved way better. It actually reminds. Speaking of which, I was actually starting to rewatch Markiplier's Slenderman games. I need to catch up on watching all those videos again. Doom. I was never into Doom. Never got into it. Can't believe the Borderlands film is as bad as the other Uwe Ball video game films. Some others I know are In the Name of the King and BloodRayne. The only good Uwe Ball game film is Postal. Okay. I don't think I've heard of that. I know of Postal. I do know of that game and Postal 2, but I've never seen the movie. The Fallout TV show is pretty good, even if the lore connection is a bit rocky. I've heard some good stuff from the Fallout TV show. I've never played the games personally. I have seen people play it, like seen gameplay of it. But I heard the show's been going pretty solid. I heard the Sonic movies have been good. So I've been hearing good stuff about that, even though it was looking bad at first because of how bad Sonic looked. Thoughts on the Detective Pikachu? Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Even though Pikachu did get a bit annoying with Ryan Reynolds, even though I love that man, he did get a little annoying every once in a while. But I thought Detective Pikachu was awesome. I love that movie. I remember seeing that in theaters too, and I was absolutely blown away by that cinematography. Um, yeah, I heard that one was good. Be right back. Take care of something. Okay, go for it. The first Mortal Kombat '95. That was a really good movie. I really, 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 really like that movie. Uh, have you seen some recent shows like Has Been Hotel? I'll be completely honest. I have not really watched any television lately, except for like when it comes to like sports and all that stuff. But I did watch The Man from Uncle. That came out in 2015. That's on Netflix right now. Oh my god, that is such a fun spy movie. Essentially, it's about an American agent teaming up with like a Russian agent to that are trying to stop this terrorist during the Cold War. Oh my god, it's so fun. Such a fun movie. Um, what else have I seen? I've seen Thanksgiving. I saw it when I was on the my cruise vacation. I saw Thanksgiving that came out last year, I think. I would never thought in a million years I would ever have to see a really good Eli Roth movie. That man makes nothing but shit, in my opinion, and yet somehow he made a really good horror movie. I I guess a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. Might get into watching The Boys since my mom made that a recommendation. I need to watch that show, dude. I need to watch that show. I hear that's a fantastic superhero slash supervillain comedy. Even though I've been hearing that it's been getting a little political, I guess lately. I need to watch it. So I've seen clips of it. It's been memed to hell and back, but I've been I've been wanting to get into that show. I have seen some scenes where I'm like, what is going on? Why is he doing that? So I'm gonna be going in with some interesting expectations. I need to watch that show, Trailer Park Boys and Shameless. I need to watch those shows. I've never seen an episode of Trailer Park Boys. I know I'm committing sin right now, but I don't know. I got it in the late. I got the TV shows late, but I'm looking forward to the new Stranger Things. I hope season 4 kicks ass. Wait, no, season 5. Season 5. Not season 4. Season 4 happened last couple of years ago. R.I.P. Eddie Munson too, legend. Ooh. Yeah, I need to get into The Boys. I hear that show is absolutely fantastic. It was perfect. Perfect. Everything down to the last minute details. Isn't the isn't he like the like kind of like the main character? Is his name Homelander, I think? Personally, I've only been watching older shows like Quantum Leap. My Name is Earl, The A Team, and rewatching Family Guy. Hey man, there's nothing wrong with watching Family Guy. Family Guy, especially the old ones. Like I would say, up until they had to cancel a season. That's like peak animated comedy right there. I thought they were done with Stranger Things since Vecna and the Demogorgon are dead. Nope. The Mind Flayer. That's the ultimate villain. And I have a feeling Will is going to die. He's going to sacrifice himself at the beginning of that. Yeah, I mean, dude, the boys told me they're okay. That's what I thought. Family Guy lost its charm after season 5. Yeah. I will say, though, when they do kind of like multi-part episodes, those are really good. Like, and then there were none, and then there were fewer. With that, like, murder mystery with James Woods. That was really good. I really like that. The World of Multiverse, spectacular. That might be my favorite Family Guy episode ever. But yeah, Family Guy, nowadays, I feel like it's really lost the heart in a way. And I feel like the jokes are getting a little much, especially how media is nowadays. So, another series I got back into was Ben 10 after the Death Battle episode. I was never really huge into Ben 10. I did watch it, but never fully enjoyed it. But I do know a buddy who's a family friend of mine. He loves Ben 10. He loves that show. He quotes it damn near every time I talk to him. He brings it up all the time. So, I mean, I didn't say I hated it, but I was never big into it. Oh, man. Bull, as a D&D guy, how can a servant of a forgotten god be the main villain over the literally the god of death? I don't know. I don't know. Unless they're introducing a new villain, then I don't know, because they were hinting that the Mind Flayer was still there. They've never tackled him because they brought him up in season 1 and they've been talking about him ever since. Because the Demogorgon, that was mainly a side boss. I feel like Vecna was another big side boss, but I feel like the ultimate one is the Mind Flayer. And I think they're going to treat it like an entity in a way. I commend Sin for never watching Breaking Bad. I binged the whole thing with my dad, and it was amazing. Now we're on Better Call Saul. Those are another shows that I need to watch. I need to watch Breaking Bad and Never Call Saul. Or Better Call Saul. I'm back. Welcome back. Brockverse. Yeah, man. Yeah, I need to watch Breaking Bad and Never Call Saul. Better Call Saul. Why I keep saying never? But the one show, like the one TV show that I have been watching, mainly because my dad plays it in the background, The Sopranos. That's a fantastic show. Or series, if you want to call it. I still haven't watched Breaking Bad either. However, I have my reasons why I don't watch it. Is it because of the source material or is it because of the story? Oh, choked on a piece of combo. I'm not a big TV guy. I prefer movies. The only 3 shows I've completed are Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, and House of Cards. I've been hearing really good stuff about House of Cards. One show I lost touch with was The Walking Dead, dude. Everyone's lost touch with The Walking Dead. I just stopped watching the show after they left the prison. I never got the appeal of The Walking Dead. Never got the appeal of it. They're at their 18th season or some shit. Just end the show. You have been dragging this dead horse for 15 years now. You gotta quote Filthy Frank. It's time to stop. It's time to stop right now. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, I've never gotten the appeal of Walking Dead. Mainly the Telltale game are what got me into the series, and still the games are better. Hate to say it, but it's mainly living with the chemistry teacher and knowing some things that happened in the show. I don't want them getting ideas. Yeah, true. Yeah, that's true. House of Cards was great until the last season. Last season just kind of sucked. That's kind of like how Game of Thrones was. Like, the show was really good, and I heard like the last 2 seasons sucked. Speaking of which, they need to make a Feebles TV show because The Wolf Among Us is a great game. I've heard some really damn good stuff about The Wolf Among Us. That's another game that I might buy when I get a PC. Among Us. Never got the appeal of The Walking Dead either, but my father really liked the show back when it was good. Was it ever good? I'm just kidding. It probably was. My cousin enjoyed it. My cousin did like it at the time, but he did kind of grew out of it after a while. But the one show that I have fully watched all the way through, it was always a favorite of mine ever since I watched the first episode. And I still consider it one of the best shows of all time, at least in my personal opinion. The Blacklist. I adore that show. James Spader, oh my God, that guy was perfect for that role. But my God, if I were to do a list of TV shows that were incredible up until the last season and mainly the last episode, that show is it. Because it was like, what the fuck? Like, it's just like, really? That's how you ended the show? That's how you ended it? It was such a face palmer. Such a face palmer. They should have ended the show probably 2 seasons ago, but I could kind of understand why they want to continue the story when they... I don't want to spoil it, but it felt like they were just dragging at that point. What would be your personal favorite B-grade horror movie? Ooh, that's a good one. Oh, man. I know a lot of guilty pleasures. Jason X, that's a huge guilty pleasure of mine. I love that movie for how stupid it is. And I consider that one of the best Friday the 13th movies. Even though it's gotten love over the years, yeah, the director's a shitty guy. Jeepers Creepers, I love that movie, even though Victor Salva can go burn in hell. I love that movie. It's camp, but camp done right. Dog Soldiers? I don't think I've ever watched that before. Wait, have I? No, I think we might have when we were doing like a werewolf marathon in our Discord server, Smaug. I think we watched that movie. It was either that or what the hell was that one werewolf movie? What was it called? Silver Moon or something like that? where it was basically I think it was a guy that was turned into a werewolf, and the werewolf design looked terrible. Personally, it would be Crocodile by Toby Hooper. Ooh, Toby Hooper made a crocodile movie? Mainly because the crocodile, Flat Dog, is a very interesting movie monster. It has an excellent backstory that would probably be a good prequel. The only crocodile movie I've ever seen was Lake Placid. How? I don't know. I'm kind of limited when it comes to like vampire and werewolf movies. I unfortunately saw Twilight. Never again. I've seen Cursed. Never again. Oh, they fucked over Wes Craven so hard in that movie. Oh, that was just depressing to watch. What's another one? What's another werewolf movie? What would be the worst film remake in your opinion? For me, it's American Werewolf in Paris for the horrible CGI on the werewolves. Ooh, there's a lot of bad ones. There's a lot of bad ones. I hated the Friday the 13th remake. I hated that one. Nightmare on Elm Street's terrible. I hated the Hitcher remake. That movie was so bad. And that one pissed me off to no end. Oh, Hell. Oh, that's what you were talking about. Okay, I thought you said How. My bad. For the werewolf movies we watched on Discord, it was Dog Soldiers and How British Werewolf on Track. Yes, it was that one. Yes, I really liked that movie. That was a good movie. Flat Dog's backstory was that she's a 30-foot crocodile that was brought by a man named Harold Clemens, who wanted her as an attraction for his Egyptian-themed hotel. He began to worship her as an But no, that's an interesting backstory. But no, going back with what you said, Brandon. There's some other bad ones. Uh, shit. What was that one? That one remake. Oh, what the hell? Oh, Black Christmas that came out in 2019. That one sucked. That's a terrible movie. Do not watch it. Shit. What's another bad remake? There's been a lot of bad remakes. Shit. What was another bad one? Platinum Dunes made a lot of bad remakes too. Man. There was this one film called Cairo, which translates into Pulse in American. That was a bad movie overall. Oh, The Fog. That's a terrible remake. Oh, I hated everyone that was involved in that. Hated it. Okay, going back to what you were talking about, Brock. Okay, so Flat Dog's backstory was that she's a 30-foot crocodile that was brought by a man named Harlan Clemens, who wanted her as an attraction for his Egyptian-themed hotel. He began to worship her as an incarnation of Sebek. Sometime later, she laid eggs, which he kept on display. But one day, his son smashed his eggs in a fit, and she massacred the hotel on a rampage and escaped into the lake. Sorry, character limit. You know what? I would like to see that movie. When did that movie came out? That sounds like that may have came out probably in the 90s or in the 2000s. No, that sounds a lot better than the Lake Placid sequels. Yes, Cocaine Bear. Yes, I remember when me and my brother went to that theater, and it was a medium-sized theater, and we were laughing our asses off from start to finish. That was a fantastic movie, and a brilliant send-off for Ray Liotta as well. May he rest in peace. That movie was a joy to watch. Um, yeah, that was fantastic. And when it got scary too. There were some pretty creepy moments in that movie as well, but that was fantastic throughout. Live action Aladdin was an atrocity. Yeah, I would say 90% of the Disney remakes have been atrocious. You can't top Robin Williams, so you might as well not try. They tried with Will Smith. I love Will Smith, but no, just no. I shouldn't have said that. I should have kept his. Oh well, I was talking about his wife. Never mind. Get my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Oh, poor Will Smith. I think he has he been banned from the Grammys for that, which is completely stupid because his wife forced him to say that shit. Ridiculous. But yeah, I really like Flat Dog as a character, and I pretty much made her my own. She's pretty much my internet mascot. Also, the movie came out in 2000 and is available on YouTube and Tubi. Okay, I'll probably check that out. Hell, I might ask the boys on Discord now to see if they want to watch that movie. That sounds really damn good. The Mummy 2017 was a bad film. Yeah, that was a bad remake. Tom Cruise's are better. Kind of hurts a bit that Cocaine Bear was Leota's last movie. Such a wonderful yet underrated actor. Oh yeah, dude. Oh, his performance in that movie, even though it was more towards the second half, the second and third act of the movie, brilliant. The movie itself isn't exactly peak cinema, but it's a decent watch. It's even got a character played by the same actor that played Uncle Monty in the '03 Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. Nice. Oh, because I do know in the remake of that movie, you want to know who played the sheriff in that? Sheriff Hoyt or Lee Ermey? Hold on, let me. Let's see. That was Terrence Evans. Terrence Evans. He passed away in 2015. Oh, that sucks. Let's see what. Oh, he was in T2 Judgment Day. I didn't know that. Crocodile. Crocodile. Oh, wait a minute. So, going with what you were just saying, Brock, about um uh a sequel to. Oh wait, no, you were talking about a prequel. There was a sequel to Crocodile. It was called Crocodile 2 Death Roll or Death Swamp, but it was a made for TV movie. So I think I have heard of that movie. I think. And it doesn't look all that interesting. I looked at the plot and yeah. The remake Magnificent Seven was also terrible. I don't think I've seen that one. The plot is a bunch of college kids go to the fictional lake Sobek. Oh, I thought you were talking about Sebek. I thought that's what you were talking about with the Egyptian themed. Where was I at? Okay, for a spring break vacation, and stumble upon Flat Dog's nest and make off with one of her eggs, causing her to go on a rampage. Gotcha. Ghostbusters 2016 was never a bad remake, and what started the horrible trend of female-led remakes. Yeah. That is what you do to wasn't Bill Murray in that movie in the 2016 remake? That was lack of respect. Oh, that movie pissed me off. The original Magnificent Seven is already an inferior remake of Seven Samurai. Original Magnificent Seven is still good though. I'm aware of the sequel and I hate it. It's a more decent watch, but to avoid spoilers, it basically renders the rock. It basically renders the plot. Jesus Christ, it renders the plot of the first movie pointless. I'll take your word for it. I mean, it says the plot's about a bank rob, four guys that rob a bank. Okay, but yeah, though that backstory with the crocodile is actually pretty good. And Ghostbusters 2016 is when everything in the world in the film space kind of went to shit. Kind of, Smaug. Kind of. Kind of. Made it. The end of the Infinity Saga was good. Infinity Saga. Which one are you talking about? I'm confused on that one. Oh, MCU, gotcha. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm not saying you shouldn't watch it, but if you like Flat Dog as a character, you hate what they do to her throughout the movie. They even try to change her backstory entirely. Oh, that kind of sucks. What is in your guys' opinion the most overrated movie? My vote goes to 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's such a goddamn snooze fest. Ooh, overrated. Um, hmm, that one's tough. Even though I love this movie to death, it's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. The fan base that this movie has is pretty insufferable. Halloween 1974. I love the movie. It's a John Carpenter classic, but as time's gone on, it is overrated. I still think it's the best Halloween movie, in my personal opinion. And I would probably say, in terms of John Carpenter movies, it's arguably the GOAT. But, again, as time has gone on, I think it's overrated. I love the movie. You can still love a movie and it still be overrated. Like, Like for example, Judas Priest, British Steel. You could still like the album, but it could still be overrated. Or Number of the Beast. You could still like the album, but it could still be overrated. The most overrated movie for me would be Titanic. Oh yeah, that's one too. The most overrated book, in my opinion, is Of Mice and Men, because the plot is stupid. It's literally just a long build up to a guy killing his friend. Yeah, actually, you know what? I reversed my statement. I retract my statement. The most overrated movie in all cinema of all time, The Blair Witch Project. I will never understand the hype with that movie. I do not like that movie. I think it kicked off the found footage genre, which I think is kind of ass in my opinion, with some exceptional good movies. But my God, it the Family Guy quote or the Family Guy skit summarizes it perfectly. When Brian and that blind guy's going into the movie. All right, so nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. They're just wandering in the woods. They were talking about a witch or something. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. Something about a map. It's over. A lot of people in the audience look pissed. That's so good. I also agree that the original Halloween is also overrated. Even though I like both of these films, I still think A New Hope and Empire are the most overrated Star Wars movies. Yeah, I can agree. I do like A New Hope. I think it's a solid movie. I don't think I've ever seen Empire Strikes Back. I've only seen a couple of Star Wars movies. Um, so yeah. I'd say Whiplash is also overrated. It's good, but you think it was the second coming of Christ by the way that people would talk about it. I don't think I've ever seen Whiplash before. Isn't that like a heavy metal movie or something like that? Sounds like it. Do you remember Avatar, the highest grossing movie? Yes. Another good B movie would be Abominable from 2006, which is a pretty good Bigfoot horror movie. It did scare me when I first saw it as a kid on the Sci-Fi Channel. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that movie. I've heard of it, but I'm willing to check that out. Whiplash is the movie about the jazz drummer with Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons. Oh, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep. J.K. Simmons, good old J. Jonah Jameson himself. God, he was so good in those Spider-Man movies. Even the ones that fucking sucked, he was still great in those movies. If it was back in the day, I would say that that Harry Potter, Twilight, and Hunger Games were overrated. I mean, they appeal to that fan base. I never got the appeal of them personally. I was never a fan of the whole wizardry stuff. Like, I never got into the books personally. I just never. I mean, I'm not a big fan of books to begin with, anyway. But, sure, why not? Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Do you think Twilight ruined vampires for a while? Yeah, it did. Because what it did, it kind of more so sexualized the idea of a vampire, which that is not what a vampire is supposed to be. Um, like it just kind of ruins the whole occult vibe that a vampire is supposed to give off, like you know, Bram Stoker's Dracula or Nosferatu, like all of a sudden now it's going to be a big oily nobody with nice pecs and some abs, and all of a sudden he is sex material. I don't get it. Last one, I'm going to say The Exorcist is overrated. It's not even William Friedkin's finest hour. It falls short compared to Sorcerer or To Live and Die in LA. I would agree. The Exorcist is a good movie. It is overrated, and I don't even think it's the best Exorcist movie. And that personally goes to Exorcist 3. That has Brad Dourif as the Gemini Killer. But yeah, I do like the original Exorcist. I do think it's a classic. Out of all the exorcism films, it's one of the better examples. But yeah, it's got its flaws. I kind of hate that they kind of rinse and repeat the same idea for like 30 minutes. And they bring up this whole thing of Father Karras, of, damn, like they bring up this whole thing with Father Karras, of a man that lost his faith, and he's having to stare off with the statue. That goes nowhere. He doesn't show up till the last 30 minutes of the movie. You could have written them off the entire movie and you wouldn't miss anything. It makes no sense. The plot is that two friends and a hitchhiker are being pursued by a disfigured man in a rusty monster truck who's been killing and disfiguring people in satanic rituals. What? I beg your pardon? What? I might have to watch that movie. That movie sounds so stupid, it's great. I'd recommend switching to a vegetarian diet before watching it. Well, I've seen a lot of gross stuff, trust me. Hot Tech there by Jason. Chat and Ginger King, since we talk about overrated films, what is your most underrated? Ooh. Oh, damn. I gotta think about that. I think Predators, I think, is pretty underrated. Out of the Predator franchise, I think that one gets overlooked. I think the main reason why people hate it is because Adrian Brody was so miscasted, but I think that movie's really damn good, even though Danny Trejo and Lawrence Fishburne were kind of miscasted a little bit. They just felt a little off. Hell, I'd say all the Death Wish movies. I love those movies. That is some of the finest work in Charles Bronson's entire career. Even though the last one, yeah, it's not that great, but it's Charles Bronson, dude. Trying to think. Oh man, dude, that's a tough one. Since I'm making an everything wrong with video on it, Disney's Dinosaur is the biggest one I can think of. Dude, oh man, I remember watching that movie. I didn't think that movie was good. Here's one to piss you off, Smaug. Godzilla versus Biollante. That's an underrated movie. I feel like the conversation is underrated, especially how it gets overshadowed by the two Godfathers and Apocalypse Now. I don't think I've ever heard of that movie. Oh man. I'm trying to think of like underrated movies. My favorite underrated film is between They Live. Yes, that's a good movie. Barry Lyndon or Hardcore Henry. I've heard of Hardcore Henry and They Live. I've never heard of Barry Lyndon. Got our underrated film, Final Wars. Yes, that's an underrated movie. Yes, I highly agree with that. Even though looking back on it, yeah, it's a complete Matrix. It's basically Matrix meets Godzilla, but honestly, I think they did the Matrix way better than the last few Matrix movies. I'm just saying. Um, but dude, the freaking soundtrack to that movie kicks ass, in my opinion. Even though the action's very one note, I think it's fun. Even though like, the big three problems I have with Final Wars. One, the plot is very generic and very Matrix ripoffy. Two, they didn't utilize the monsters as well as they wanted to. Like they just kind of crammed them, and some of them die within like 3 seconds. It's like, well, what the fuck was the point of even putting them on the film? What was the point of putting them in the movie? And the other big one, why was Minya in the movie? Why? He added nothing. He was literally there to dick around with the kid and his grandpa for no reason, other to just eat up screen time. That one irked me. The Conversation is a very good, highly recommended. Is very good, highly recommend. Directed by Francis Coppola or Coppola. No, Coppola. That's how you say it. Released the same year as Godfather 2, which he also directed. Okay, I think I've heard of it now because I do know of Francis. They Live is definitely my second favorite John Carpenter movie next to The Thing. Speaking of which, they're remaking The Thing video game, which John confirms is the canon sequel to the movie. Oh, God. I don't know how to feel about that. That's another remake that I think is terrible. The 2011 remake prequel, I consider a remake because it's literally the same damn movie, except instead of Kurt Russell in the role, they have a chick in it. Oh God, that movie's so bad. Oh, the CJ is so trash. Can we get a Lost Tapes game instead? There, you know what? Fucking make Vampire VR. Well, okay, if Lost Tapes was to have a video game, how would you be able to make it? Would you be able to make it like Folklore Hunter there, Smaug? Because they kind of have the cryptids that was on Lost Tapes in Folklore Hunter. They got Strigoi, they got Wendigo, and don't they have Bigfoot in that game too? Or am I thinking of something else? Oh wait, no, I think Vampire is in Folklore Hunter. I'll have to go back and watch your videos for that actually, because I remember watching a couple of them, and then they were pretty intense, I will say. I'd say base it off on like Outlast with the camera mechanic and section it off based off the cryptid. Okay. Um, I would kind of like that idea. Not gonna lie, I would kind of like that idea. Kind of, it's basically an Outlast game but with cryptids. I kind of like that idea. I thought about a Lost Tapes survival game, like for example, in the Deathcrawler episode, you're playing as Karen and you're trying to fight the centipedes and having to fight the centipedes, or you're trying to find a campsite to fight out the centipedes. Well, hopefully in the video game, you don't drop your shit and just leave the boat. Oh, the ending of that episode was so damn dumb. It was so stupid. Ginger King in chat, since we discussed bad remakes, what are some of your favorite remakes out there? Some mine are Vision of the Body Snatchers from 1978, King Kong 2005, and Scarface 1983. I agree with the King Kong 05 one. That's a really good one. Um, that might probably be my favorite Peter Jackson movie, if I'm going to be completely honest. And in my opinion, probably the best Kong movie. Probably. Even though I love the original. And I did like Skull Island. I'm trying to think. What's some of my favorite remakes? Bram Stoker's Dracula from 1992. That's up there. That is fantastic. Uh, Man, I'm actually trying to think about like really good remakes. Um, Adventures of the Body Snatchers is a big one, obviously. Yep, Super Mario Brothers. Yep, that's a good one. On that note, I want to discuss a theory I have where they redid the Oklahoma Octopus episode because at the beginning where the guy yells Rebecca isn't part of the episode and is out of nowhere. I mean, they might have. They might have. Sorcerer was technically a remake of Wedges of Fear, and I love them both equally. That kind of sounds like a melodic death metal album. Wedges of Fear. I'm not talking about the Arch Enemy album. That's Wages of Sin. I'm talking about something else. Super Mario has to be the best remake. Was that the most recent one that came out last year? Now, I didn't even know that was a remake. Another remake I love, even though I'm not really a big fan of this guy's later work. Dawn of the Dead from 04. That's a fantastic remake. I love that remake. Yeah, remember the old Mario Bros. Movie 93? Oh yeah, that's right. I honestly did not know there was a remake going into that movie. Because I remember watching that with me and a friend of mine. We were the only two out of that entire theater because the other at the other cinema, the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was playing, and that thing was packed, absolutely packed. Another thing that really disappointed me about Lost Tapes is that there aren't any BTS images of the Lizard Man, but the costume looks cool. Yeah, they always do that when it comes to the costumes. Like the costumes are nothing what they advertise on the episode themselves. Like the vampire is not a vampire; it looks like a werewolf. The werewolf looks like a vampire. It's kind of false advertisement right there. Also, I feel for Oklahoma Octopus. I feel like it was a foreshadow of the season 3 and their intro sequences. Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. Let's see. I might be on for maybe about 10 more minutes because it's gonna be 11:30 here, and I'm starting to wind down a little bit. But we'll pass till 2 hours. Why not? It's 12:30 for me. Yep, Pennsylvania. Only 9:30 for you. Where are you from, Maniac? You probably live. Oh, okay, British Columbia. Gotcha. Nice, nice. We got a Canadian in this chat. Yo, shout out to our boy Commander Canada, by the way, who I believe just graduated. So, good job for him. I guess I'll head out, but yeah, I'd recommend watching Crocodile. I love the movie dearly, and I love to get more people interested. I'm kind of sick of being the only vocal fan. Also, if I get rich, definitely buying the rights to the movie. All right, man. You have fun with that. Take care. What about Lake Placid? I don't know. What about it? It is a good movie. There was this one guy that I watched. I forgot. I think his name was like Comic something. Oh, dude, he did a commentary on all the Lake Placid and all the Anaconda movies. Oh my god, it's fucking hilarious. I think the dude's from. I think he's from Britain. I think he's from England. Oh my god, it is so fucking hilarious. Oh man. No, Lake Placid's a good movie. It's kind of a run of the mill monster movie. Like a run of the mill creature feature. If you look back on it in hindsight, but it's still good. I like it. It wasn't kind of based off of a rumor at the time, or like kind of based on a true story ish in a way, or am I thinking of something else? When it comes to Lake Placid, I absolutely love it, and I like the first sequel. The rest is mediocre at best, except for the Lake Placid and Anaconda movie. That's pretty good. Yeah, that was kind of the whole Sci-Fi Channel craze because you had what was it, Megaconda versus Sharktopus or some shit like that. They were they were really stretching on um some of the movies. I mean, dude, the CGI is fucking atrocious, but it's so funny. Because I remember in our server Smaug that we were watching some of the dumbest creature movies I have ever seen, and yet it's some of the best movies I think I've ever seen personally. Oh, it was so dumb. Actually, what was the Aztec? Right? Oh my god! Oh, that was beautiful. Lake Placid. You'll never know. Wait, was oh, you'll never know what bit you. I really like a lot of the sci-fi movies. My favorites are Orc, Rog Monster, Wervin, and Beyond Loch Ness. Okay. Soundtrack. Hmm. Roger Ebert gave the film 1 out of 4 stars. Completely wrong-headed from beginning to end. He put it on his 10 worst films of the year list. Oh, Roger. Good old Roger. I'm excited to see Thralls of Metal put a video of band's best debut albums, arguably their best, or of band's debut albums, arguably their best. The subscribers pick where we would agree or disagree. Yeah, I'm anticipating to see that one. Oh man, you get some bands that rarely have a debut that's their best album. Um, I'm even trying to think of some ones that are arguably their best. I can throw in maybe Suffocation, but I haven't really, I haven't fully delved into Suffocation yet. So I'm curious to see what they're going to say. Fun fact: if you were a prival, Prevenal, I don't know how you say that word, fan, the protagonist of Beyond Loch Ness was played by the same actor as the protagonist of Primeval, how the fuck you say that word? New World. Okay, cool. I don't know how to say that shit. Yep, there's like Placid 2. Look at that album cover, or that movie cover. Look how beautiful that looks. That is beautiful. And it took 8 years to make a sequel. 8 years. That's ridiculous. Don't forget your lunch. I made a video about bands whose debut is their best album. So many over Emperor, Suffocation, etc. I'm not an Emperor fan at all. Over, I've never really dove into. You can make an argument for Deicide self-titled. You can make an argument for gosh shit. Like again, you get a debut that is rarely a band's best album. Yeah, now all right, CS Malk. Suffocation's latest album was great. It was one of my favorites from last year. Oh, dude, that was in my top 10. That was fucking awesome. It really brought their heft back too, because I thought Of the Dark Light was just all right, but ooh, Hymns from the Apocrypha was just mwah, beautiful. And it kind of brought back, it kind of like gave the band some fresh blood, if you will. Whenever I get back to doing YouTube videos, I'm going to be doing a review series for B movies. All right. Yep, there's that. And then there's the final chapter, which has Robert Englund in it. Yeah, it has Freddy Krueger himself in a Lake Placid movie in 2012. Yeah. All right, I will see you, Brock. Lake Placid versus Anaconda, which also has Robert Englund again. Over an interesting case, started off as a great black metal band, then took a hard left turn into instrumental or experimental electronica ambient. Nowadays, they're full on electro pop band. Interesting. Yeah, I knew they started off as a black metal band, but I don't know. I'm a bit iffy when it comes to some black metal, so yeah. All right, I'll be saying goodnight. Got to get some sleep and have a great day, boss. And where did you become the boss? Xbox. No seriousness. That's where I actually got my YouTube channel name because I'm like, fuck it. People might like it. And lo and behold, they did. Somehow, 318 people subscribed to this channel. Yeah. Well, it's been 2 hours. I think this might be one of my longer streams, too. This has been a long stream I've had in a hot minute. So, again, thanks to everyone that's been tuning in. I do really appreciate you guys for supporting the channel and everything. You guys have been absolutely awesome. Again, I do this for fun. I do this on the side. This is mainly for purely your guys' entertainment. And I really do thank you guys for being there for me along this wonky ass journey, if you will. So, again, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, tap that subscribe button, and tap the bell to be notified when I upload. And most importantly, Join Herd. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out.